What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. Hope that you guys are enjoying your Monday evening. So Luigi Manigone was arrested tonight as the main suspect in the Brian Thompson case, the CEO from United Healthcare Group that was unalived in Midtown Manhattan. So let's go ahead and listen to this clip really quickly from CBS News, and then I will bring you the rest of the article afterwards.
Christine, the NYPD says the name Luigi Manigone was not even on the radar before this morning when an employee here at this McDonald's called police to say someone eating at the restaurant looked like the person in all the wanted posters. Altoona police arrested Manigone for firearms charges, but now the NYPD is on the ground here in Pennsylvania working to extradite him back to New York. 26-year-old Luigi Nicholas Manigone, arrested Monday morning in Altoona, Pennsylvania, 5 days after and 300 miles away from the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan last Wednesday.
He matches the description of the identification we've been looking for. He's also in possession of several items that we believe will connect him to this incident.
Police say Manigone was carrying this fake New Jersey driver's license, which investigators believe was used to check into the Manhattan hostel 10 days before the shooting, as well as several other fake IDs and a U.S. passport. Police say Manigone had a ghost gun and a suppressor with him as well, consistent with the murder weapon.
The gun appears to be a ghost gun, may have been made on a 3D printer, the capability of firing a 9mm round.
Also found with Manigone clothing, including a mask, which matches the shooter's attire, as well as a 3-page handwritten document that police say may speak to motivation and mindset.
We don't think that there's any specific threats to other people mentioned in that document, but it does seem that he has some ill will toward corporate America.
Manigone graduated from the University of Pennsylvania in 2020 with both bachelor's and master's degrees in computer science. He was valedictorian at his all-boys private high school in Baltimore, Maryland.
I knew of him. I knew him somewhat well. He was a nice kid.
CBS News has learned Manigone had recently been working as a data engineer at a website for car buyers and was living in Hawaii. A social media post from October of this year asks of Manigone, "Are you okay? Nobody has heard from you in months, and apparently your family is looking for you." The NYPD has been working around the clock since Wednesday, tracking this person of interest, from his arrival by bus to New York City to his escape from the crime scene by bicycle to Central Park, where detectives found a backpack, and his taxi ride to the Uptown bus terminal, where they believe he fled. But the most crucial piece of the puzzle, they say, was this photo of the only time on bus terminal where they believe he fled. But the most crucial piece of the puzzle, they say, was this photo of the only time they believe this person of interest pulled down his mask.
This combination of old school detective work and new age technology is what led to this result today.
And the NYPD says it went through thousands of hours of surveillance video and received hundreds of tips from the public. Manigone is expected to be arraigned here in Altoona on those firearms charges this evening. Christine?
Allie, we know that you've been en route to Altoona pretty much for the majority of the day. Have you been able to learn anything else about this suspect's past?
Yes, besides his ties here in Pennsylvania, as well as Baltimore, Maryland, and Hawaii, as the police mentioned, the NYPD says he also has ties to San Francisco, and that as far as the police can tell, as of this afternoon, he has no prior arrests. Christine?
Okay, so he was arraigned. He was arrested, as you guys can see in the picture. And he has been the topic of social media pretty much all day. So CNN just had a breaking news where he has been ordered and held without bail. He did not enter a plea in his first court appearance today in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. He faces 5 charges, including 1 felony count of forgery, 1 felony count of carrying a pow-pow without a license, according to the criminal complaint. He was arrested on these charges after being picked up while eating at McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, following an employee calling the cops. And a lot of people have been going to that McDonald's, by the way, online and giving 1-star reviews. Because the employee called the cops. So the police, the chief of the NYPD, said that the 26-year-old had multiple fake IDs and a 3D printed gun with a suppressor. This is a mess, right? Just on a side note, because a lot of people are split. A lot of people are saying that, they are, first of all, he was taken alive. They're humanizing him. They keep bringing up the fact that he was the valedictorian of his high school, that he has a bachelor's and a master's degree, that he was working as a data engineer in Hawaii. And my thing is, at 26 years old, okay, your brain is fully formed. You have a master's degree. You're successful. He supposedly comes from money, like his family has money and means and resources. What would go through a person's mind? Because he wasn't even caught until he took down his mask. So I'm thinking at 26 years old, because he's pretty much thrown his whole entire life away. What would be your thought process to walk in the middle of Manhattan, one of the busiest places in the entire world, right? New York is a city that never sleeps. And unalive somebody, blow somebody away in the middle of the day. It was like 7 a.m. It wasn't, maybe like 3 or 4, in the midnight hours. It was where people are starting to move and groove. I mean, Brian Thompson was on his way to an investors meeting. On the other hand, people are saying that, it doesn't matter what he did in his past as regards to his accolades or the fact that his parents have money. He's a stone cold, you know, somebody who would just pow took another human being's life without regard for his family, his children, anything that he had going on. They could have had a conversation. He could have tried to maybe work the system from the inside. Again, he was a very educated individual, valedictorian of his high school, all boys school, all that money down the drain. I know his parents are I know his parents are pissed and embarrassed. Could you imagine sending your child to an all boys school? They become the valedictorian. They get a master's degree by the time they're in their mid 20s, and then boom, they end up unaliving a CEO. And we don't know their relationship. Supposedly he doesn't even really know Brian Thompson. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures of him online, but because a lot of people are, talking about how attractive he is. That aside, his physique, he had a six pack. He was extremely healthy. He had a very muscular build. I'm not understanding what his thought process were. And this wasn't even, a registered pow. This was a 3D printer. Now it did have the capability, like the cop said, to obviously take Brian Thompson's life, but to shoot a 9mm, clip casing, and he took the time to write these words: defend, deny, and depose on the clip. I don't know. This I'm telling you, like, this case is so riveting to me, because what would cause you to throw away your entire life? You did all of that work just to throw it all away at 26 too. Like, that's just when your life starts to really get going. Altoona police said when officers asked Manigone if he had been to New York City recently, he became visibly nervous and was kind of shaking. Authorities said that the suspect has been in the state for several days. See, that doesn't make sense either. You would think that he would be smart enough to know that you don't stick around. And granted, Pennsylvania is the next state over, but if he had his passport, I don't understand why he didn't use it. Not that I'm advocating for anything, but I'm just trying to understand his thought process, because I can't. It's baffling. He was also in possession of a document railing against the healthcare industry. Well, I mean, that's to be expected, but a lot of people do. That's not against the law. The suspected pow person, the suspect, appeared to make a reference to United Healthcare, writing United is one of the largest companies, according to the law enforcement source who read the document. So he had a 2-3 page manifesto that he was, going off about the healthcare industry. A lot of people are upset about the healthcare industry. Again, a lot of the CEOs, since this happened, have taken their information offline. Blue Cross Blue Shield reversed their policy in regards to, stopping or having a time limit on the anesthesia that was offered during surgeries. They said that they were going to put a cap on the time that people were allowed to be under anesthesia. And after our friend Luigi here, after Luigi and Brian met up in Midtown Manhattan and only one of them walked away, Blue Cross Blue Shield walked that policy back real quick. They said, no, we were just, there was just a suggestion. And they went ahead and reversed that in less than 24 hours. Evidence obtained by police in search of Luigi said that they found multiple fake IDs, and he will be sent back to New York. So I'm assuming that that's where he'll be tried. The investigators are also executing search warrants on all of his known home addresses, and will look to collect electronic devices, anything else that can be used as evidence or point to motive. Well, here's the thing. He wrote, in my opinion, he wrote the motive on the clip that he unloaded into Brian Thompson, unfortunately, but he actually took the time to write the words on each of those casings. That's motive. And he had a manifesto. But they're going to, and they're interviewing like his friends and his co-working community in Hawaii. And they were saying, he's such a thoughtful person, yada, yada. They always say that about people from a certain demographic, and that's fine. But here's the thing. A lot of people, again, are really frustrated at the universal healthcare system, or the lack thereof, I should say here, United Healthcare System, because most countries in other nations, especially those that are industrialized, have universal healthcare that they offer their citizens. And the U.S. is the richest country in the entire world, and we don't. Our healthcare is, in my opinion, broken by design. But what you don't do is take somebody's life who's a CEO, right? Because he did have children, he did have a wife, he did have a family. He was a human being, even if he wasn't married and, a father, he was a human being. That's why people try to work, and change things from the inside. It doesn't always happen. It hasn't been successful for a very long time. But it makes me think of, Lucy Macbeth, when her son was unalived by that vigilante who said that his music was playing too loud. He was a teenage boy and he took his life. His mom ran for Congress and she won. And now she's, a member of the House of Representatives. She said she would have never even ran, if that hadn't happened to her son, but she did so to make a point, to make changes from the inside. And she's been successful in doing so. The whole situation is sad, Again, a lot of people are championing him. I don't think that he's a champion, but I do understand the collective frustration of the public. And it's unfortunate that the passing of Brian Thompson has brought such apathy, because people really, they don't care. They really, truly don't. And it's unfortunate, too, that this man chose to throw his entire life away. You work for so long, right? K through 12, valedictorian of an all-boys private high school. He put in some long hours. Then he got his bachelor's degree. Then he got his master's degree. Then he got a 3D, pow, and unloaded the clip into a United Healthcare CEO and threw all that away. His entire life gone. Anyway, you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. What do you guys think? Whose side are you on? A lot of people are split. A lot of people are apathetic that Brian is gone. But then, a lot of people are saying that he was, in my opinion, like I said, he was wrong. But a lot of people are saying that what he did was vigilante justice. I'll say that. Anyway, let me hear from you. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, aces. Bye.